Good evening, guys. Oh, Palm, you were first. Nice. Nice. And definitely taking credit for it as well. Tanner pointing out the spelling. Forced. I understood what you meant, Palm. I understood what you meant. What's up, Cade? Oh, you're up late too tonight, huh? So, Cade, tell me, how much yelling was going on in the household today? I'm interested. I thought about that after I saw your journal, and I was like, I wonder how loud it was in that household today. There were some, yeah. No holes in walls, right? Guys, I had another great day. I had another great day. The couple downstairs was not happy. Yeah. Martin, you're already in a position? You've been loving these Globex moves, huh? Let me see what we got range-wise. Expected range. It's not as bad. It's only 400 points this time. So we might actually... Let's see. We're about 100 points away from a glizzy print. Kind of sold off at the close there, huh? It was looking... I was telling Mason towards the close, it was looking kind of like we might get a squeeze, but it never happened. How great was my day? It was a little over 2K today. 2 trades. Martin, I would agree. The same read as this morning for me right now. Below 120, holding below 120. Back down into 970 would be my read. On a break and retest. Once again. Can you imagine catching the same trade within a 24-hour time period? That would be great. Let's see here. Is the music playing? Music's good. Is the audio all good on your guys' end? $20,100 target. I don't hate it. The only thing that you have, Martin, in the way right now is kind of where we're bouncing. This is central pivot that you see, this little gray. I'm not sure if you can see it in my gray box, but this gray line. Good. Thanks, Cade. But if this holds its support, we could bounce back up. So just, I don't know where you're short from, but I would definitely at least have a break even stop in. I'm assuming you're short from up here, probably around 150. Maybe a little higher. So tell me, guys, those of you that have green names, how are you liking the trading plans? Are you finding value? Are they providing a little bit of clarity? Nice, Tenor. Yeah, I basically, when I write those things, I try to be as simple and descriptive as I possibly can be. Amit, all you got to do is become a member of this YouTube channel and make sure you're a member of Level Up community. And as long as your YouTube account is connected to your Discord profile, you will have access to that channel on Level Up on my Discord. It's my way of saying thank you to those that support the YouTube channel. I don't know, green name guys. Is it worth the $5 a month? I'll let you answer that question. Evening, Savvy. Hey, Mason, do me a favor. And there's a sticker that we probably need to remove for the meantime. Um, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Nice, Savvy. Oh, you're talking about my trade. That's right. I think you said you weren't trading. Yeah, that was a nice trade too. That was quick. That was very, very quick. I was long from 195, I think. There you go. Now, Tanner, you're all good, by the way. You're all good. You are, but you're trading sim. That's smart. If you need to recenter, you don't really know what those gang signs mean. Um, it's a heart, I want to say, is what they're doing. The hand heart formation, you know, the... Oh, the gang sign in the yum yum zone. Oh, okay. So when Goose talks about gang signs and yum yum zones, what he's talking about is a Wiccan reclaim into a level. That's virtually what he's saying. So, oh, you were joking? Okay. Sometimes the chat doesn't come across as joking. I don't know if you're serious or not. It's hard to tell without vocal inflection. So did you guys enjoy the collab last night with Goose and I? We'll probably do a few more of them in the very near future. We are working on something pretty special, we feel, right now as well. We're trying to get it all coordinated, but stay tuned. You guys will want to... you won't want to miss this one. Let's put it that way. And then obviously tomorrow morning we've got Trading with the Boys. It's been a couple weeks, Palm, actually. It's been a couple weeks. Last weekend was Derby weekend for me. You had jury duty. Guys, also keep Phoenix in your thoughts and prayers. He does live in India, and there is some not fun things going on over there right now. Pretty scary things. So definitely, if you have not, reached out, DM'd him, I would recommend doing so. I know he's not exactly comfortable in his situation right now. And it is some pretty scary stuff that's going on over there. We're very fortunate, especially us in the U.S. here, well, in Canada really too, Tenor, that we don't really have to worry about stuff like that. And unfortunately, we do have members of our community that do. What's up, Sin? Still got people filing in here. So we'll just chill and hang out once again until about 8 o'clock. And we'll see what the market wants to do after that. Generally, this first, up until 8 o'clock, it generally just likes to chop around. Every now and then you'll get a crazy move, but usually this is typical pre-8 o'clock trading. R-Dub, we started 10 minutes ago. You're not that late. We're just getting settled in. We're just getting settled in. In fact, if you guys could hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd appreciate it. Thinking Palm might have been right about Thursday. Palm actually had a good day today. I saw how he traded today, and he might have broke his Thursday curse. You ain't ever late. You do what you want. Yeah. No, you're welcome. I mean, you're welcome anytime, R-Dub. And freedom of choice, really. You can come and go as you please. Good evening, Kev. How'd you trade today? He didn't break the curse. He's passed it on. Green? Nice. Nice. I was a little scared watching the early action, watching your long position, the first trade you took this morning. I did see it, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this or not. And it did work. Yeah, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do either, Kev. It didn't go as high as I thought it was going to go. I do think that's the eventual target of this leg up overall. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Right? You can see we've got the daily 100 up here still sitting there. This seems like the eventual target. We're starting to get the rounding on these other, like the 50 and the 20 SMA. It feels like this is the next stop where sellers might want to try and step in and defend. So I'm thinking that this is the target for the long move up. I've said it for a few days now, though. Oh, that's a great day, Kev. That's a great day. Well done. Well done. All right, we got 17 people in here right now. Early. Normally it's about 9 viewers at this point in time. What's up, Andrew? How are you? Hey, Mason, actually, if you could for me as well, go into Discord and remove a sticker or remove a reaction. Might be a sticker too in there. But if you could, help me out, brother. We'll just cross T's and dot I's, so to speak. Working night shifts now, Andrew? You still working at the hotel? You work at a ritzy hotel, don't you? Like, it's pretty nice. I remember you showing like a 4-day stay or something like that of a bill that somebody that somebody had. That's outrageous. All right, let's get back over to, let me see what's going on here on YM. YM's kind of sideways. Sorry, guys. I just got a text. I'm reading it real quick. He left a 10K tip on that? Andrew, that's wild. Are you kidding me? 34K for a week? That is wild. People have ridiculous amounts of money in this world, don't they? That's a life I'll never understand, I don't think. That'd be awesome one day if we did, but I don't know that I would ever, even if I had money, I don't know that I would be able to drop it like that. He booked a suite with a private pool. Yeah, that's a lifestyle. I don't know. I think even if I had money, right? I don't know that I could. I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. It would be fun for a day or two, I guess. But in the back of my mind, I would feel guilty and feel nauseous that I'm spending that kind of money. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so frugal with my money. I don't spend money, and I definitely have a hard time spending money on myself. Right? I don't have a hard time spending money on other people. Like when it comes to gifts and stuff like that, but I have a hard time spending money on myself. Unless it's a necessity. Like even my clothing. I buy basic t-shirts and jeans and gym shorts and stuff like that. It's not like I'm spending a ton of money on my clothing. Like, I feel buying North Face gear is expensive. But it's good gear. Lasts forever. Invest in Supremo. Grant has enough money. Grant is, I mean, he's taken over the golf world, hasn't he? That dude is everywhere. That dude is everywhere. Good on him. You know, when he left Good Palm, I thought it was a mistake. That actually ended up being the best decision that guy has ever made. Palm, when it happened, I was like, oh, what is he doing? But it worked out. It worked out. And his golf game is better because he's playing against better competition now, too. You know, it's not a whole wheel of not ideal situation. Yeah, Kev, I mean, Uncle Sam definitely dips into my pockets as well. I don't know if it's 50%, but I'd say 40%. Well, no, I guess if you start adding like sales tax and stuff to items, you know, gas tax that you pay at the pump, those kind of things, it probably is 50 to 60%, maybe even more when all is said and done. When you start taking regular payouts, you'll be moving to Switzerland. Yeah, Andrew. So even if we move, we technically have dual citizenship, right? And still have to pay taxes until we have full citizenship somewhere else. And even then, we're only allowed to be back in America for like, I think it's, I want to say at most 2 months out of the year without having to be pay taxes, U.S. taxes anymore. You'll be paying no tax anywhere you don't live? Cade, so here's the thing, right? It's no more expensive to live. It's probably cheaper actually to live here than in parts of the UK, than in most of the UK. You guys pay a VAT, which is a pretty heavy VAT, right? It's very similar structurally. I would say the amount that the government takes is probably equal to what you guys have over there. It's probably very similar. We do have states. So here's how it works, right? We have federal taxes that we pay. We have state taxes for whatever state you live in as well. And then we have local taxes too. So like your local municipality, like I live in Louisville, Kentucky, for example. So every time I pay taxes once a year, I have to pay the city of Louisville taxes. I have to pay state taxes, the state of Kentucky. And then I have to pay, what's up, DCD? And then I also have to pay federal taxes. So, but there are certain states in the U.S. that don't have state tax, right? Like they don't charge an income tax for state. What's the marginal rate? So like when do you go into a higher tax bracket? Palmetto, you want to talk about Jack Harlow? Cade, you don't have to. You can hire an accountant. So the highest tax bracket, I don't know what it is exactly right now. I know like my income, well, with what I pay myself, because a lot of what I make is unrealized technically, is like middle class. You know, I think there's one more bracket up that you can jump to, but I want to say it's somewhere between like, so like low tax bracket, obviously there's the poverty line, right? Which I think is somewhere around, they say it's somewhere around $30,000 a year, right? And then I want to say it's like between 105 and 120,000 single filing, not married. I think is that next threshold annual salary. But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain. But I want to say I'm in that middle bracket. The government just does it for you there. The government kind of does it for you here. I mean, it's not that bad of a situation. It's just when you start itemizing deductions and stuff like that, like if you own a business, that's when things get a little complicated. If you're just filing your personal taxes, it's not that bad. What's up, MJ? DCD, I made a little over 2K today. 2 trades. Like one $400 that I got trailed out on. It was the first attempt at the 120 short that I was talking about this morning. And then I had... No, actually, DCD. The funny thing was... Let me get to the charts here. Let me show you where I was long from. I was long from 195. Got out at 280. So I caught this part of the move. Only caught half the move. I wish I would have caught the bottom. That would have been a great day. That would have been like a... I mean, how many points is that? Let's see. 980 to... I would have got out at 280. So 300 points. That would have been a $6,000 day. Yeah, what sucked this morning was I tried to catch this 120 short. That was, as I said in my trading plans, what I was looking for. But I got trailed out because I got in early, okay, for like 20 points. I waited for this break and retest right here, and then once it failed back below 120, I got short, and I got trailed out at 80. And then Trump was getting ready to talk, or supposedly getting ready to talk, when this was going on, right? And I was like, okay, I really want to try this again because it's in my trading plan and I want to hit this trade. I think this is what's going to happen. And he procrastinated for like 20 minutes. And by the time he got on, we're all the way down here and the move is gone. So I was being smart. I was being smart and waiting for Trump to start talking just in case. And the move was gone by the time he started talking. I'm like, this is, come on. Are you actually kidding me? So that move was gone. Had we hit 970 down here, because this was my target on the short side. Obviously, it never got touched. What did it get? Within 9 points. I probably would have been able to catch this bottom if we given it a little bit lower and then a reclaim, because I would have been long. But we never quite got there, and this recovery was pretty rapid, if you remember, right? Like, I think we stalled out here at 50 for a minute, but it was quick. And then when we got really aggressive to the top side, when I saw that we didn't even really hesitate here at this 120 to 140 area, I mean, we might have paused for a minute, but it kind of just blew right through it. I decided, okay, we're probably going back up to 300 at least. Let me see what happens at 200. If it's looking like it's holding up well and buyers are stepping in and sellers are getting absorbed, I'm going to get long again. And that's what happened. And, well, that happened really fast. I think I might have been in this trade for, I don't know, less than 2 minutes. It wasn't even long enough for me to say I moved my stop. Let's put it that way, before it was another 40 points up. Yeah, it was so fast. It happened so fast. For those of you who don't have access to my pre-market trading plans, I do write them every morning. All the green names in the chat have access to it, so they can see what I'm looking at pre-market. I will drag it over now so that you can kind of see what I was seeing pre-market today. So this is today's trading plan. My key level was that 120 level like I was talking about. We did see that large pump on the overnight, so I was kind of expecting a little bit of retracement, or at least hoping for a little bit of retracement on the open, to kind of retrace a lot of that pump that we saw on the overnight. And so 120, I think we were trading up around 200 before the open, but then we had a quick dump back into 120 as I was typing this, to tell you the truth. Which I wasn't happy about because the move that I wanted was already gone. But I basically said, okay, if 120 holds its support, I'll look for a long around 140. We never quite got back above 140, so I kind of knew we were leaning downside at that point in time. So I was kind of waiting for 120 to break to the downside and for the retest back up. And we got it, but we didn't get the full move until close to when Trump was getting ready to talk. So I got trailed out on my short for 20 points. But you can see my key level was 120. Long entry targets were at the long entry would have been at 140. My short entry from that level would have been at 110. And my long side targets were 200, 280, and then 500, which is where I think the market is heading overall, longer term, macro look. This is probably where we find some sellers at. Like I said, it's that daily 100 SMA. I don't know that we really just blast through that level. So this will be my top side target until we hit it. Really. I mean, I'll offer extended targets higher when we get up towards there, but this will be my top target for the meantime until we get above there. Once we hit 500, I'm going to be out of a position and waiting at that point. Short side targets were 970, 820, and 750 if we were to get extremely heavy. But this trade, the 110 down to 970, missed it by 9 points to the downside. So that, I mean, that's a pretty good call out still. And then even if you were on the way back up, the 140 long with the targets of 200 and 280 are that's a pretty good call too. But yeah, we'll go back over to the charts and take a look at like what happened after the open. So obviously we had the rejection of 120, got within 9 points of that first target there. You would have been trailed out even if you waited for this retest, this reoffer at 120 in the rejection. Nice, Kate. I'm glad you caught the short at the end of the day. Yeah, there was quite a little dump there. And it was looking like it was about to squeeze. But once we had this aggressive move back up, even if you got long on this little retest here, it was kind of like wicking 30 points at a clip around this level when we were moving up. So I wasn't comfortable getting long from 120. So I adjusted my long entry to 200. And when I saw it holding, that's when I popped the long. But that was pretty much my day, guys. After this trade, I was done for the day. I stopped and worked on a few other things. Looks like we got 21 people in here right now. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button for me, feel free to do so. Looks like we got some new members in Level Up as well. It's good to see. Welcome aboard. If you're new here and just see me for the first time, my name is Wes. I'm a full-time futures trader. Hopefully you're finding value in my channel. Learn a few things. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're lurking. All the streamer things. What was I about to say? Oh, Aircorn. Okay, so yeah, I answer this almost on a daily basis, to tell you the truth. I think people, when they see my levels, right, like Goose last night on stream mentioned, it's kind of a coincidence that my levels are roughly around harmonic rotation levels. Some people think that they're pivot levels. Really, it's not that at all, right? Without giving too much away and to reward those that have channel memberships, I don't want to slight them in any way, so I'm not going to give the full scope of what my charts look like right now. But I can give somewhat of an overview about what I look for. So in this instance, this is on a lower time frame. I started on the higher time frames when I draw my levels. In Q, the full level basically defines my risk, right? So I'm risking 20 points per trade on anything. But what I'm looking for when I draw the levels is I'm seeing one test from the top side, one test from the top side, one test from the bottom side. Here's another few tests at the same thing. So I know that there's interest, right, by bigger money at this level and prices magnetizing towards it. And I know that the reaction away from it is generally going to be pretty violent, right? Like it's going to try to be expected. Buyers are trying to defend here. Sellers are trying to push it below. Buyers are trying to push up through. You know, you can tell that there's a lot of action going on there. And you'll see it on your DOM as well. But so I'll just go on the higher time frames and see where that's happened a lot on the higher time frames and mark that level. And then the NQ likes those whole numbers, like I was saying. So it's usually like a box at 20 to 40 or 60 to 80 or 50 to 70. It's always a 20-point level. On my long positions, you'll notice from my trading, well, if you have access to my trading plans, you'll notice my entries are generally for long positions on the top side of my levels because I'm risking to the bottom side of the box. And for short positions, it's generally on the bottom level, risking to the top side of the box. And that's my entire strategy, guys. Clear as day, simple. Oh, no worries, Aragorn. I'm not I'm so used to answering that question, it does not bother me at all. Mason's been trading with me for a while. He actually draws his own levels on, but uses a similar theory behind it. And usually gets pretty close to where my levels are. Every now and then he'll ask me, like, what are you seeing here? But for the most part, he's able to locate them at this point. But that's really all you do. You start on the higher time frame, see where price is tested a lot, look for a lot of wicks from both the top and the bottom side, and mark it on your charts. It's really, really simple. YouTube screen name? Basically just rewind. What would you say, guys? 3 minutes? Easily, like, it's really not that difficult at all to find where levels are. Oh, no worries. You're no worries. Everybody else just heard the same rundown. Everybody else literally just heard that same rundown. You're good though. You're good though. I just don't want to sound like a broken record to everybody else that's watching. What's up, Porch? Yeah, you'll find that. Yep, Cade, you do a real good job of finding levels, actually. I've seen your charts. I've seen them. They have the Wes approval. The levels, not so much the colors. The Barney chart is what I call it. It's a bunch of purples and greens and purples, greens, pinks. No, DCD, he doesn't flashbang you. DCD, have a look at his journal. Cade's been strictly trading YM lately, but he's in a similar strategy. Yeah, savvy. If you guys look at Cade's journal, he actually does a really good job of denoting his levels. So, Aragorn, what you'll find, here's what you'll find, right? Generally, where there is a level, those kind of things all line up, right? Volume profile, low volume areas, point of controls. And I think people think that I use some sort of complicated system to find my levels. I really don't. It's really as simple for me as looking at the chart on the higher time frames, finding where price has tested a lot, and denoting that on my chart. And then what I do is I take, a week's worth of price action leading up to where we're at, go to the lower time frames, and kind of fine tune where I think the levels are for recent price action, and move them around a little bit to fit my eye, right? I look for a lot of tests in, like, say, the last week for where levels are currently. Is every level going to play? No, it's not. But you can kind of tell what, like this morning when I was typing that up, price was up here around 200, 220. I don't know what happened here at 825 to send us down 100 points. Or 80 points or whatever that was while I was typing up my trading plan. But I wasn't about to adjust my trading plan just because of this move. The one thing that I've noticed with news is it's very impulsive right? But overall, context-wise, the market still likes to move in levels, no matter what you're doing. A lot of times what you'll see, if you're properly identifying levels, even on FMC, highly volatile situations, even with all that volatility, price will come down into a level, inevitably into a level and bounce, or go up into a level and reject, inevitably. Which makes me believe that the market is controlled by institutional money, or what people call manipulation, right? They have targets in mind, and they're going to try to force the market to that level because that's where they need to get to make profit. Because institutions use futures as a hedging device for their overall positions in other assets, right? In other areas. So they go highly levered in this if they're like during the dump, right? Like when the market was falling, they would probably had positions that they were trying to get out of on their longer term portfolio, so to speak. So they were hedging to the short side. So you were seeing violent moves down, but they would all those violent moves would fall into a level. But all we're trying to do as day traders and individual traders is hop on for the ride. And we only need a small piece of that move. You know, institutions are looking at 500, 600, 700, sometimes 1,000-point moves. The chances of us being able to catch those kind of moves is generally very slim, unless A, we have a big enough balance to widen our stops, and B, the ability to swing, right? Like Chris in our level up community is very good at swing positions on the ES. Probably the best I've ever seen. And I've been trading with him for 2 years. And I've watched a lot of traders, but he's probably the best at picking tops and bottoms. He's a part of every major leg that the market moves on the ES. He's a part of it. He's figured something out that I haven't figured out, you know? Yeah, that's the end goal, right? You'll probably still have, you know, your prop accounts, Aragorn. You know, just to get rid of the trading itch, because, you know, why else would you be trading if you didn't love it? I think we like the quick action. That's why we're trading futures. We like that quick action. So props have their place in the journey of a trader. Like, I think it's a good thing that they exist. When you're just beginning to learn how to trade, providing that you're not gambling and trying to YOLO 20 Apex accounts, they are a good learning tool, right? They teach you discipline because you have to operate in these tight parameters that you just don't have to operate in a personal account. But they do teach you, yeah, because it's an addiction. They do teach you discipline and self-control, because you have to have that. You have to have that in order to succeed with props. Like Goose said on the stream last night, you know, only 5% of traders will ever get to a funded level, and only, what do you say, 1% of that 5% will ever get a payout. I can't remember what he said specifically, but it's something like that, something ridiculously small. Sorry, guys. Got distracted there for a minute with Discord. But that 1% also includes the YOLOers, okay? Like, there are guys who do get to pay out, but they do it by YOLOing. The guys that actually can hold on to a live funded account for a long period of time are probably in, I don't know, the 0.5 percentile as far as everybody who tries to go the prop firm route with their trading. But when you don't have the funds to start a personal account, I would say minimum $5,000 you would want to put in there. I know people have tried starting it with less. Yeah, KB, that is inevitably what happens. Because you kind of get this false sense of security, right? Market conditions are always changing. You know, we'll have days where we have a 200-point range on the NQ. Then we'll have days where we have a 1,000-point range on the NQ, and they might be back to back. So your mindset is thinking, okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to have I'm going to have a 40-point target or a 100-point target after a 1,000-point move day, and we're only moving 200 points, and it's kind of back and forth and choppy, and you just get chopped up. That's another thing that I think everybody should do. I see a lot of people see the volatility on the opening bell, right? Like you see the volatility, you're watching the market move 120, 200 points in that first 5 minutes. Stay away from it. Like start practicing, let the market settle down and kind of tell you where it's going, and then hop on board for the ride. Like the only way I'm ever in a position in that first 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes of market open is if I've taken a position on the overnight and I'm large in profit. Like if I'm largely in profit, I will hold a position through the open, but it will be a position that I've held overnight, and that one that I'm fairly confident that I have a target further to go that I think the market's going to go. And does it go hit that target every time? No. Sometimes I take a stop out, but that's the only time I'll hold a position into the open. But guys, like I said last night with Goose, don't be misled by what you see on YouTube and from the influencers. What they're doing is not what you should be doing. Okay? Prove to yourself that you can hold on to one account before you go and purchase 20. Let's put it that way. Because even if you do YOLO and you get those 20 accounts, now you pay those 20 activation fees. Now you're $2,000 in the hole. Inevitably, what's going to happen is one of two things. Either you're going to tighten up, right? And not trade like you should be trading, which is kind of loosely, unemotionally, and just get chopped to oblivion in those funded accounts. Or B, you're going to YOLO, get that false sense of security, take that payout, and then the very next day you're going to blow it. Because the market's not consistent. It doesn't move in a straight line. And that's just the way that it goes. Wow, we got 32 people in here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Ross Cameron SME. I figured. I mean, you guys know. You've been in the game long enough now. The majority of you have been in the game long enough now to hopefully be able to see through it. And really all it takes is just a little bit of research, and you can kind of tell what's going on behind closed doors and what they're not telling you. I think Trades by Matt is a really honest guy. That's why I started following him in the first place. Is he 100% open? No. Why should he be? I don't think he should be. I don't think he should open up his bank accounts to the public. You know? I mean, that's ridiculous. You're in the top 1% of losers, DCD? No, DCD, you've been really, really good this week. You've been really good this week. Really the last week and a half. Look, guys, we all have those lapses. That's just part of it. I have them. You know, there's days where I get angry and click buttons and know I shouldn't. But I never let it get way out of hand. Do you see what I'm saying? It's always within my risk parameters, no matter what I'm losing. And as long as your losing days are within those risk parameters, you should be good. I figured, DCD, you're always joking around, brother. I figured it was a joke. Your losing days are strict and never over 2K. DCD, like I told everybody last night, it was a few months ago now, but I had a day where I lost $11,000 outside of my risk, right? Right? I max lost 3 XFAs and it was getting ready to go over to my personal. Not 3 XFAs. Like 3 funded accounts. Let's put it that way. And each of them was a $3,000 loss. Then I went to my personal, tilted as could be, and lost another 2K, and then realized, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Like, I am angry as could be. And then I had to own up to it to the community the very next day. I had to own up to the fact that, hey, guys, this happened, and it was embarrassing, to tell you the truth, because I haven't done that in so long, right? I don't know if you guys that have been a member of the Discord community for a little while, I don't know if you guys were around in December or not, but in December I had a stretch of trading where I had 5 consecutive losing days, right? I had an entire week's worth of losing days, but they were $150, $200, $175, $300. All in all, it was only like 1.2K, but I was definitely questioning if I even knew what I was doing anymore, right? I remember I DM'd Goose, and I was like, brother, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I literally can't do anything right. But the market's going to do that to you from time to time. 1.2K over 5 red losing days is great, in my opinion. Because that very next first green day was a 2K day, and I'd made it all back. Yeah, Savvy, we talked about it. Yeah, I was struggling. Mentally, I was struggling. Luckily, I was able to recognize that I was struggling and not start clicking buttons like I did literally a month later. But yeah, guys, I mean, the market just humbles us, doesn't it? It just humbles us from time to time. There are those days, you know, the market will be, look, I mean, well, yeah, DCD, but see, luckily I'm in the position that I'm in now where my account balances are in great standing, right? Like, they're all in good standing, and I can kind of afford to lose something like that. But I just was in one of those stretches where it was like I could do no right. Like, no matter what I did, all my setups that I would normally trade were not working. I was getting ran over. I was confused. I didn't understand why the market was moving the way that it was. I didn't understand price action. All of a sudden, I had lost all sight of everything. And it wasn't necessarily my strategy or anything that was hurting at that time. It was just the market conditions had changed a little bit. And I had never traded in that kind of environment before and didn't know how to handle it. Luckily, I was smart enough to recognize that and not go overboard during that long losing stretch. Because, guys, it's rare these days where I have back-to-back red days anymore. It's very, very rare. In fact, I'll be 100% honest. I haven't had a red day in 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks have been... I've seen it as clear as I've ever seen it. As clear as I've ever seen it. I mean, you can kind of tell my pre-market trading plans. If you have access to those, you can see how I'm seeing the market. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Let me get caught up on the chat here now that I'm done with my rant. Let's see. Stenix. Oh, no. You got the whole not our problem excuse? Yeah. Stenix, I think that very scenario has happened to all of us. How many of you guys in the chat, and girls, if you're paying attention, if there's any females in the chat, or watching, how many of you guys have been within $100 or $200 of passing an eval, and you don't need any more? There's no more time requirement on the thing, and you go chase that $100 or $200 to pass that account or to get to that payout. And inevitably what happens is you take a $200 loss. And then you're thinking, well, I got to get that back. And then what's the next thing that happens? You take a $500 loss. And now you're $1,000 away from passing or getting your payout. And inevitably, what else happens? You get into another trade. And you lose another $1,000, and all of a sudden you've only got $1,000. And at that point, you're like, okay, I'll just hang it up. I'll come back the next day. That first trade that next day, you DLL, and the account's gone. Yeah, Jamie. I mean, it happens. It happens. I've seen it time and time again. That last $100 to $200 before those, landmarks are the hardest $100. And on NQ, it's 5 points. You're like, oh, I can get 5 points, right? Ooh, it looks like we smacked off that 120 again, guys. If we can get a reoffer at 120 and a hold below, I'm not opposed to taking that same trade. This move. It was straight up back through here. We're probably going to see straight down through here. That would be my call out for right now. If you can get a reoffer at 120 and a hold below, look for the short side. If it reclaims 120, I would look for... Stenix, you had to change accounts? Okay. If it reclaims above one... actually, I want to say, what is this? 124.5? So I'd say 125. If it's back above 125, I would wait for the 140 reclaim, the retest, and the hold to see if we can get the move back up into 200. That would be my read right now. But this is the level where you want to be operating from. Basically what I laid out at the beginning of the stream as far as strategy is concerned. And we'll see how it plays out. I might not take it. I'm kind of having a good time talking with you guys. But yeah, I mean, how many times has that happened to you guys? I'm curious. Has it happened to everybody? I've definitely had well, when I was allowed to have multiple accounts with Top Step, I've definitely had accounts that has happened to me on. Even me. You go chasing. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Wow, we actually got a lot of views for my channel right now. We're already at 116 views, according to YouTube analytics. DCD, once you go live, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to have multiple XFAs anymore. Like, you can still do evaluations, but they just kind of sit in waiting on reserve. But my account balance doesn't make sense for me to have anything in waiting. Yeah, they changed that a while back. In fact, DCD, when they announced that, I was streaming at the time, and I forget somebody in my chat. I forget who exactly. If you're here, go ahead and say it was you. But said, "Hey Wes, how do you feel about the rule changes with Top Step?" And I was like, I don't know. I'm streaming. I don't know what rule changes. And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, this is an issue." And within an hour or two, the risk managers were calling me, asking me what I wanted to do. Yeah, adventure. They don't like the number. That's what I'm saying. The percentages of people who make it to live is very, very small. Like it's very small, and the percentage that hold on to their live accounts is even smaller. They're trying to move people to live relatively quick. I think it's automatically after 5 payouts, but they can do it sooner if they so choose right now, I think is how they have it set up. So like if you prove that you're good, I would assume if you like say you're a YOLOer and you get your XFA and you YOLO into a $10,000 account on the first day, right? Like if you get profit $10,000, I bet you would get that call up to live. Because they don't want to take on that cost and pay you out of pocket when they can put you in a live account, you pay the data fees, and they get their cut. Up into a certain point. I think it's after what is it? 90 days in a live account? I don't know what the exact rules are now. I haven't looked at them in a long time. But I think it's after 90 days. After 90 days, you get 100% of your profits. Cuz it's basically, I mean Goose said last night they're becoming a full brokerage now. Yeah, adventure, but I think that's what they're trying to cut down on, because I think a lot of people are trying to do that. I think a lot of people are like, well, why do I want a live account when I can just be in Sim and not pay the data fees? You know, or they say, hey, Top Step's giving me the first $10,000 in payouts, 100% profit. Let's get the $10,000. Let's take the $5,000 and let's get out of here when they kick me to live. Or very, very few people stick through it, I think. Even like really good, really good traders don't trade with props. Let's just face it. You know, like the best traders don't trade with prop firms. Why would they? Other than if they feel like gambling a little bit. Or they're an influencer and make a lot of money by trading with props. I'm not saying I would turn down affiliate money. Never got the 120 reoffer. Yeah, adventure, you're right. Like they're starting to be governed. Let's put it that way. It's no longer going to be the crapshoot casino. It wasn't sustainable. It wasn't a sustainable business model, you know? Well, it looks like we are getting that move, aren't we? Never got that 120 reoffer. Is anybody in a short position right now? Let me know. I mean, that's basically the trade that's the same trade. The exact same trade if it works out. I think we might have a little stopping point here in the 60s. Oh, Savvy, you hopped on? Okay, nice. Making a quesadilla, DCD? I saw you had a pizza earlier, right? I think I saw you had a pizza earlier. Oh, Chris, you're watching? You're short? Let me guess, Chris. Let me look at the ES here, Chris. I'm gonna don't say anything, Chris. Don't post it. I know you're watching. I'm gonna take a while. Let me guess your entry. All right. Let me guess your entry. Let me take a look at this real quick. I'm going to say 57, 30, 37, or 38. Let me know if I'm right. What's up, Khaled? One sec, guys. I'm waiting to see if Chris lets me know if I guess his entry. I'm curious. Curious if I got him. Because I know what he's seeing, kind of. Oh, much lower than I thought. Okay, I kind of understand it. Chris. I kind of understand it. Did you get in later than you wanted to? Ooh, up in the game, huh? 4 minis? All right. Yeah, guys, Chris is he's an unbelievable trader. Unbelievable trader. Best ES, yeah, that's what I thought, Chris. He says much later entry. He, like I said, he's the best ES trader I've ever seen. His entries and exits are chef's kiss the majority of the time. I could tell that this one is later than what he wanted. But it's still a good spot. He's in a good spot. So how we feeling, chat? How we feeling tonight? Chris, you weren't going to trade today? Yeah, the volatility picked up, huh? The volatility picked up a little bit and you saw opportunity. Yeah, like... Chris, I'll admit, the last 2 weeks, I've been seeing it pretty clearly. Pretty clearly. Like I said, guys, we do have something special that we're working on getting scheduled right now. I'm not going to say what it is, but you will want to stay tuned over the next week or so. It'll be a very highly valuable piece of content. Let's put it that way. It'll be fun too, but it'll be very educational, I think. And something that you all will be interested in watching. Something that you don't really see a lot of out there. OnlyFans page? Yeah, Tron. Yep, you nailed it. Right on the head. A live meetup? Yeah, Phoenix is... I feel bad for the guy. Guys, keep Phoenix in your prayers. Like, he's in a scary situation right now. I know he's not comfortable. But definitely, if you haven't reached out to him and made sure he's okay, definitely let him know that the community loves him and is thinking about him. Strip trading back on the table. No, no, Martin. Oh, that was gone for so long, Martin. Why'd you have to go there? It was gone for so long. Nobody has said it in forever. 15-minute complete ICT explanation video. I'm definitely not an ICT trader, guys. You can tell I'm not an ICT trader. I love when I get into a trade and ICT traders are like, that's an ICT setup. I'm like, there's an ICT setup everywhere on the charts. Literally, he has named every movement in the markets and given it a name. Brilliant marketing. Brilliant marketing. But no, I'm clearly not an ICT guy. Ooh, we might be getting that 120 reoffer. I cannot take a payout trader. What's the other one? I cannot trade? Is that the other saying? What ICT stands for? I cannot trade? I can't trade? Yeah, that's it. Look. Here's my thing, okay? If ICT strat is what your brain recognizes, and there's one or two of his setups, three of his setups maybe, that is making you profitable, don't let anybody tell you that it's the wrong way, right? Like, I never want to be the trader that says that's the wrong way when you're sitting there making money. Or your brain recognizes something and it triggers something, and that's how you're executing. I'm never going to dog anybody for it. I might poke a little fun, you know, like Dave on Trading with the Boys. He's an ICT guy. Fletcher in our community, he's an ICT guy. Love both the guys. I'll never tell them that they're wrong. I might laugh when they say names and different acronyms and but if it's making you money and it's working, I'm not. Yeah, that is his little mentorship series that he puts out. Yeah, that's crazy length of time. Think about the amount of time that it took him to film that. Even that's a lot of work. Yeah, Kate, that's like, for one person it might work, for another it might not. Like I said in the beginning of my trading journey, I was going through the whole trying to find the right set of indicators to line up. And eventually I looked at my charts and I had, 10 different indicators on my charts. And I was like, well, 4 of these say sell, 6 of them say buy. So which one's it going to be? And I found myself in this stalemate. And then realized, what am I doing? Why am I sitting here trying to process all this information and all this data? There's got to be an easier way. So I stripped everything off of my charts. I added a volume profile on the side. Every now and then I'll pull up Delta to see what's going on there, to see if we have like Delta flips or things like that. Yeah, exactly. The paralysis by analysis. And some people can analyze that information really, really quickly. I'm more a trading for dummies kind of trader. I needed to find a strategy that suited my personality because I'm really generally pretty laid back, pretty mellow, and I needed to find a strategy that suited my personality and something that I could easily recognize and repeat over and over and over again. And being able to locate support and resistance was really easy for me. Like, it came really easy. Yeah, Kate. I have a trading for dummies strategy. That's pretty much what I have. But it makes me money, and I have big targets, small stops, and it works. And I might only find one setup. Sometimes I find no setups in a day. But I did notice that when I had all that junk on my charts and was trying to pay attention to all of it and get things to line up, that it just wasn't working. It just was not working for me. So strip it all back. Go for a minute. I tried trading naked charts, but I needed to add a little more like context to it, and that's when I realized that you really do need volume. You need the DOM. You got to be able to see where interest is in the market itself for whatever symbol you're trading, because it does tell a part of the story. Order flow traders will tell you that it does make a difference. But for the most part, honestly, guys, you don't even need all that junk to be profitable. As long as you're executing in the right areas and your risk is appropriate, you can be profitable. And don't go on tilt. Like trading, I've realized, is the hardest, easiest thing we'll ever do in our lives. Right? We click a button. We watch a candle print up and down. In Chris's case, he's looking at the DOM and looking at numbers because he used to look at charts but can recognize the patterns on the DOM. And that's how he executes. He doesn't even need to pull up a chart anymore. I think, Chris, if you're still watching, I think you use TPO charts, right? Like, that's where it ended up, was TPO charts before you totally just got rid of them. And then you blink and you've lost your house. Yes, exactly. Yep, savvy. That's about right. That's about right. All right, I'm still watching this 120 level. It's looking like we're getting a little bit of a rejection. Stepping in, we got the break, we got the retest. We're sitting right on point of control, though. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd kind of like it to make a decision away from the point of control. Kind of wish this was up here. 5 points higher. It would make my life a whole lot easier. Wow, 34 people tuned in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate the love and support. Hopefully you don't mind my rambling. If you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you like the content and want to support the channel. Chris, candlestick, volume profile, TPO, back to candlesticks, then finally just the DOM. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was the progression. But no, Chris, it's all about pattern recognition and whatever you can use to find, you know, that one or two setups that, no matter what you're using, no matter what tools you're using, that are on repeat over and over and over again. Like, why make something harder that's already hard enough is my thought process behind it. Let's simplify it. Let's find those one or two setups that we can trade with high confidence, high probability, over and over and over again. And it's not your trading that you change, guys. It's your sizing. When you can afford to take on more risk, you take on more risk. Yes, Cade, you're right there. You're exactly right there. You know, there's no substitute for time at the time watching the market. There just isn't. It takes a couple years, sometimes 3 to 5 years. You almost have to treat it like a college or uni education. You know, you're going to lose money in the beginning. That's just the way that it's going to be. It's going to happen. You almost have to consider it like tuition, because that's inevitably what we're doing. We're on a professional journey, right? Nobody goes from the ground floor to the executive suite. Yep. You guys are right. Oh, nice, DCD. You finally caught it? Nice. Unless Daddy owns the company. Oh, Amit, you want me to go over the glizzy? Okay. Let me preface this by saying that if you don't fully understand the glizzy, because I'm gonna explain it in simple man's terms, the way that I'm going to explain it. If you want to go into more detail, definitely check out Banana Bread Trade's channel. He has a full tutorial about everything that goes into the indicator, how to use it, how to read it, and a full rundown. It's probably like a 24 to, I can't remember, it's like a half-hour long video about everything that he's programmed into it. So if you're still confused after I explain this, cooking channel. If you're still, it's not a cooking channel. He just really likes banana bread. His slogan is "Eat banana bread, make money." If you're still confused after I explain this in plain man's terms, definitely go check that video out. It'll provide some more context. So, the Glizzy Clipper 5000, obviously an indicator from the mind of Goose, the Banana Bread Trades. What the indicator is trying to accomplish is trying to predict, what's up, Brian? Is trying to signal when market conditions are ideal for a reversion to the mean, for price to revert back to the mean, right? Because that's what price inevitably wants to do. It wants to go back to the average. It gets overextended to either the buy or the sell side, and it always wants to come back to the average. And the way that he determines this is with a 200 period moving average, okay? The gray lines here that you see are the Keltner channel. The blue line in the middle is the 200 period moving average. So the overall average of where price should be over the last 200 periods of price action. The next part of the indicator is his expected range. I'm not privy to the information of his expected range. It is a calculation that he has done himself with the years of work and the years of developing his strategy that he has programmed in every day. So this resets every single day. You can see yesterday it was here. Today it's going to be here. Basically what you want is for price to be outside or touching the outer bands of the Keltner channel. Okay. You want price to also be within either the expected buy range or the expected sell range. And then you want his momentum oscillator down here, which is based on harmonic rotations. It's kind of like a MACD or an RSI, which is telling you whether an asset is either overbought or oversold. You also need this to be either overbought or oversold. So either above 70 for overbought or below negative 70 for oversold. And you need all of those criteria to line up in order for it to print a signal like what you see here. What do I think about a long right now? Let me see. Not yet. Not yet. Tron. On NQ? Are you talking about NQ? I like more confirmation than just playing some quick breakout, because you have all these downside wicks here that it's got to battle through. You have central pivot here at 132. What I would look for a long position for me, and this is just me, you obviously don't have to listen to me. I would wait for the break back above 140, the reoffer of 140, or maybe even the reoffer of central pivot here at 132, and a hold above for the long back up into 200. That's what I would be looking for. Right now, I'm honestly leaning Did you miss the best murder algo ever? Are you seeing the charts now, Brian, for the first time? Yeah, so I was shut off at this point too. I was even telling Mason that it's looking kind of squeezy when I saw this move. And then I shut it down. And then I came back for the stream, and this happened. What about gold? Let me pull up a gold chart here quick. And this is, I haven't looked at a gold chart, but I'll give you my quick rundown about what I see. GC. All right, COMEX, GC. I'll just go front month. Man. All right, let me go to a little bit higher time frame here. Let's go back, we'll say 6 months. All right. All right, guys, you're seeing it first because I do not analyze gold. Okay, so actually, let me go to the hour. It's not enough information. Holy pump. Oh, man. I'll be honest with you. On an asset like gold, what's the tick value on GC futures? Out of curiosity. I don't even know what the tick value is on this. Okay, so gold, I would be looking. I would honestly be looking for a short from like 33. Let's see, what is this? From like 33.72 is what I would be looking at. I don't know what. But I would be leaning short side on gold. So like gold generally moves not with the market, right? It moves, they're like, they have an inverse relationship. So when you're seeing the market go up, you want to kind of be looking for shorts on commodities and vice versa. When the market's coming down, you kind of want to be, that's when you want to be looking for the long side. Commodities, I would only look at for swing positions, really. So I would be trying to play extremes. I don't know that I would ever day trade gold. But I would, right now with the way the market's moving, I would definitely be looking for short positions rather than long positions. Like this would have been a banger short up here at 34.05. Oh, thanks for the sub, Freddie. Welcome. For those of you that are tuning in, we do have a free trading Discord called Level Up. There is a link in the description down below. Feel free to join. We hang out in there all day talking trading, trade ideas. A lot of traders hang out in the voice chat over there. It's a good time. Lots of good people in there. If you're new to trading, there's a lot of people willing to answer questions. We kind of troll with each other. We won't troll you, though. Why shorts? Gold been pushing all-time highs. What's up, Freddie? Yeah, Palm. Why shorts? Yeah, go ahead and buy all-time highs on gold while the market's going up. Go ahead. Have fun. Okay, DCD might. He's pretty sarcastic. He's a jokester. No, DCD's a good dude. He's a good dude. Works hard too. 334.9 on gold. Yeah, I would say that's a good spot. I would say that's a good spot after looking what I just saw. For sure. From what it looked like, gold likes to kind of stay in a range for a long period of time though too. Like it doesn't really move a ton. Like I said, I just don't know what the tick value is, like what the contract sizing is on gold futures. I know what's her name? Swing trader, YouTuber. Palmetto wife. Tori Trades. There we go. I know Tori Trades trades like platinum. I want to say it's platinum. Yeah, Tori. Yeah, she trades platinum pretty highly successfully, and I want to say she's just a trend line trader. I think she just draws trend lines and does it fairly well, but does it on the higher time frames, so has a much wider stop than what you would be able to do intraday, you know, like day trading it. But I know she sits in her positions for like a month and a half, 2 months at a time, I want to say. Oh, nice. Thanks for the sub. Lachlan, am I pronouncing that right? Lachlan? Yeah, Tony. Yeah. I want to say I've watched a few of her videos, and I want to say she's a trend line trader. DCD's a trend line trader. He likes the trend lines. He calls them crayon lines. But she does it fairly successfully, from what I understand. I want to say she's a six-figure trader. I want to say she tried trading prop firms, but couldn't ever find success doing it. It would be my guess, because the content just kind of stopped all of a sudden with the prop firms. But what she was doing before the prop firms was working, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Caleb. Y'all think Brian just trades in cube, but he got long on OJ futures 20 years ago? Yeah, guys, Brian is actually one of the best scalpers of the NQ that I've ever seen as well. Brian's also been trading for 25 years, guys. Like, he's been trading a long time. I want to say it's like 20 or 25 years. So he's got his setups that he looks for and just is on repeat. He's one of those guys that can do the 20 to 30 trades a day and be fine. But he's really good. I wish I could scalp like that, but I don't have that ability. All right, things are getting interesting. We rejected that central pivot. We're sitting right at 120. I might try a short here. If we get the right rejection, my entry probably won't be till like probably around 110-ish is what it'll probably be. The same trade that I took today if it sets up. If it pumps out of here, vice versa, I'm not opposed to the break above, the retest, and the hold above for a long back up into 200. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. The vibes have been high on these Globex streams. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a good time. like I said before, like doing the RTH streams, while my like close-knit group of followers would tune in, but they wouldn't really be tuned in during my RTH, so the chat was kind of not engaged at all. They would be focused on the charts and trading, which is what they should be doing, really. But ever since I moved to the Globex time slot, I've seen a massive growth in the subscribers and people that are tuning in, and the engagement with the chat as well. Like, it's been amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. The support and love has been unreal. DCD, I'm thinking about Monday. Monday, I think I might try the Power Hour time slot because it's my dad's birthday and I'm going out that evening to dinner with him. So I'm thinking that I might try that like 2:30 to like up till 4 time slot and see if we get the same kind of viewership. There's a higher probability of me taking a trade actually during that time as well. Like Globex is, you know, maybe once a week I'll find a Globex position myself. Yeah, Tony, that was the other thought process. So like a lot of the people who are in my community are from like the UK or India or Africa. So it kind of stinks for them. But at the same time, now there's also other people that are a part of my community and viewers that want to watch that live on the West Coast of the United States. And doing RTH streams, it's 6:30 in the morning their time, and they're either getting up for work or not able to watch, not awake yet. I've had that complaint from a few of my West Coast viewers. Now you don't sleep anyway. It's cool, okay, Kate. But I'm not gonna lie, the channel analytics say that this is a much better time slot for me. I'm also not battling for viewership. There's like for competition with guys that have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 subscribers that you're just not going to steal viewers from where they've been watching that same guy for 2 years straight for their trading day. You know, like let's face it, I'm not going to compete with those guys. I'm not going to steal viewership from those guys. Even if I trade better, I'm not copy trading 20 accounts, right? I'm not posting massive numbers. I mean, I have good trading, right? Like my trading's good, but I might only take you know, a handful of trades throughout an entire trading session. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 5. It all depends on how price is moving, but Tron, you literally just took my signal there. Well, you're welcome, sir. That's funny. See, I've never looked at a gold chart even. Yeah, not financial advice is right. It's on the screen, Mason. It's on the ticker. See, no indicators. No indicators, naked chart, first time ever looking at it. If that's not more proof of concept, well, you know. All right, Tron. You don't need to trust me. Yeah, like, guys, look, I don't expect anybody to just blindly follow what I say. I'm not right 100% of the time. I'm not. I have losing trades. It happens. I can't tell you how many times I write that pre-market trade analysis, right? And it's perfect. Like that pre-market analysis is perfect. And then what inevitably happens some days, market starts moving around and I start seeing things entirely different. And I trade dumb. I don't even trade the plan. Yeah, DCD, I'm not all about the drama either, though. Like, I'm quite comfortable. I'm quite comfortable where I'm at in my trading, both in life and in trading, you know. Yeah, Andrew, I do okay. I'm comfortable. I'm not worried about paying the bills. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't be trading if I was. Yeah, Tron, you're right. Like the whole copy trading 20 accounts things, eventually that's going to be gone, right? Like that they're not going to continue to allow that kind of just gambling unless the prop firm wants to register as a casino. Like that's just the way that it's going to be. Adventure. No, I'm not 100%, but I do think and a lot of my followers can attest to this. They've been watching the same thing happen for, I don't know. You know, Mason, how long have you been watching my trading plans? Or even DCD for that matter. Anybody who was a part of Good Gains, Trades by Matt. Wait, it's not a casino, Martin says? Anybody who was a part of Good Gains can attest to my plans being a high percentage of the time pretty accurate. I don't know. I don't want to say a percentage, but it's probably somewhere around like, I don't know, 80 to 85%. As far as what I'm seeing will generally play out somewhere in the session. Now, executing the plan is entirely different, right? Like, you still have to be able to execute the plan. Because when you get in the heat of the moment, it's a little different. But I would say if I was to blindly follow... If I was to blindly follow my trading plan, that would be an interesting test. Maybe that... I think Mason and I might take that on as a series after we're done with the Glizzy series, right? Like maybe in like a year's time or something like that. Set up a prop account and strictly put limit orders on at my levels of interest and see what happens. It would be interesting to see. I don't know if I could do limit orders because sometimes you have to... Sometimes, because I'm a break and retest guy, do you see what I'm saying? Oh, DCD, yeah. Do your own analysis, brother. But those that have been watching my analysis from like the Good Gains days can attest to that I do have some sort of track record with it. But yeah, no, you're right. It would be interesting to see if I blindly followed my trading plan. I've often said that. Like, man, if I just blindly followed my trading plan, I'd be... feel like I'd be loaded by now. Just swimming in cash. All right, Martin. We'll see you in the morning, brother. Get some rest. Yeah, guys, I have a stream right when I wake up in the morning, too. So do you, Palmetto, if you're still watching. I don't know if you are still watching, but if you're still watching, you got a stream in the morning, too. All right, we're getting that move back up to 140. I'm probably going to end the stream here, guys. Looking at a short NQ, 20,143. MJ, are you an ICT guy too? I can't tell you how many times I've seen that number today. That specific number. You're not? DCD, no, Nims won't be there tomorrow. Technicals, EMA, fibs, pivot. Okay. Okay. What do you got sitting at that number? I mean, to me, I can kind of see what you're seeing, right? Put you in tomorrow for names. I see what you're seeing. Without having it on my chart, but yeah. All right, TCD. You're kidding. Not even trading tomorrow. My read. Oh, you're going in small. It's probably pretty smart because my read. Here's what I'm seeing, MJ. I'm seeing the break. The level for me down here is right around this 125 area. What I'm seeing is if we get the clean break above, I'm seeing the pull back into, and if we hold the long, the rejection here is good. The only thing that scares me about the short from there is you have central pivot here at like 132. So you just have to be careful of that holding up on the short side. So risk to reward, you're risking. It's just not a good R to R to me on the short side from there. For me. Like I said. Take it for what it's worth. Trade your strategy. But you're risking 30 points to me at that entry. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Just quick scalp if that's all you're looking for. Yeah. I mean, you already got, what, 6 points? Did it hit? Did it get there? No, it didn't quite get there. 5 points? Okay. Yeah, I mean, $100? Sure. Oh, you're MNQ? Or are you NQ? NQ? Okay, $100? Yeah, a Globex session, $100? Are you kidding me? What have we been on? Like, you know, a couple hours maybe? Sure. I'll take $50 an hour. Sweet. All right, guys. I have an RTH stream in the morning. I'm probably going to call it there. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. Thank you to those new subscribers. Like I said before, we do have a free Discord called Level Up. There is a link in the description. Feel free to join. For those of you that would like access to my pre-market trading plans, it's $5 a month for a YouTube channel membership to my channel. Once you're a member of the Discord, you will have access to those trading plans as well. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I will see you all. Well, if you're going to be up for RTH, I'll be live for RTH for Trading with the Boys. And if not, I think Monday I might do a Power Hour stream. It is my dad's birthday, so we're going out for dinner that night. So I won't be around for Globex on Monday night. But I will be live for Globex Sunday evening. So if I don't see you until then, I'll see you Sunday evening. For the rest of you, I'll see you in the morning. Peace.